There is not a human being on the face of this earth that doesn't have potential and have greatness in them. Some of it might come out a little later than others, might take a little more work, might take a little more time, might take a creative approach. But let me be very, very clear. No one on the face of this earth is worth less. But there's change that we want, there's choices that we make for our life, choices that we make for our centers, choices that we make for our employees, our families, our communities, and we have the elective opportunity to say, this is what I want, and we work towards it. And then we have the kind of change that's imposed on us. Maybe it's new laws, policies, rules. Maybe someone above you is saying this needs to now change. And sometimes those instructions or those changes don't come with many instructions. You've got to kind of figure it out. Those opportunities are a little bit more difficult to navigate because you're not really sure what the right decisions are. No one's really told you. So it's kind of a trial and error. And it pushes us outside of that comfort zone. But sometimes we got to go through the messy parts to make it even better. Well, guys, I know that you probably don't think like this, but you are in relationship with every one of your staff. Why? Because we're all human. We all have hearts, and we have feelings, we have pride, and we have ego, and we are in relationship with everyone we come in contact with. So how do we build those relationships to a level that has that trust and authentic communication and that openness? Well, as a leader, you have to go first. You have your endings, because with every beginning is an ending, right? Whenever something begins, something else ended. And when something ends, something is always beginning. We have this neutral zone, that's that transition part. And you're just navigating, you're problem solving, you're accepting, you're figuring out, am I really gonna like this? And if I'm gonna like this, how am I gonna make myself like this? And because not all change is put upon us by somebody else. We choose it, but we still have a struggle with the transition. There's still that discomfort. But then we have beginnings, and we plunge ahead, and we go, you know what, I am gonna make the best of this, and this is gonna be awesome. And you go full force ahead for a little while, you get comfortable, and then what happens? It ends! We all know when we teach, we learn, right? When we're teaching is probably when we learn the most. So when we're able to pour into others and we're able to give of ourselves and be leaders, that's what leading is all about. So I open up the card and I read it. It's one of those blank cards with nothing inside. My dad has horrible handwriting, and it was in his handwriting that he said, "Don't ever, ever, ever feel you have arrived, Dad." That piece of advice has been my theme and anthem for all of my life. If there is ever a point in my life that I feel that I'm done, you're right, I'm done. I never want to arrive. I always want to strive and push and go for that next level. I never want to feel that I'm better than anyone else. I want to feel like I'm just as messy and screwed up and confused as the rest of you, because that's where we connect and that's where we passionately help each other through the issues that we face. I'm not going to talk about millennials like you might think. I'm going to talk about millennials. I think everybody else is doing a great job talking about all the differences. What I'd like to talk about today is how millennials are an amazing asset for you, and really, it comes down to leadership. For decades, we have been talking about the younger generation and the problem that they are. This is not a new problem. A lot of people who are profiting off of the millennial generational thing would like you to think it's a new problem that needs to be solved, but it's the same solution as it's been for decades: leadership and communication. There is no room for disguise or error about leadership and communication. In the business world and in our personal lives, everything rises and falls on leadership. And leadership is not what you do. Leadership is who you are. Leadership is what you make of other people. It is passing the baton, passing the information, bringing out the potential in others, and a dedication to do so without time, tenure, or title. We have an amazing number of new people that are coming into the marketplace, into these professional jobs, into your centers, that don't have the skills necessary to take over for you. And many of you, those of you who raised your hand that are boomers, you're going to be wanting to, relax here in a few years. Maybe 5, 10, whatever your number is. you're gonna wanna be taking a break. And guess what? The people you leave behind are gonna have to carry the charge. What plan do you have to make sure that they can do that? What have you done to invest in them to make sure they're ready for leadership? What have you done for yourself to become a leader and not a manager? We gotta get our leadership hats on, and we gotta stop complaining about the people who aren't doing what we think they should be doing. Because I guarantee you, in the conversations I've had today and in the past, everybody has centers with employees who don't do what they're supposed to do. And not all of them are millennials. Am I right with that? Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. Leadership is a space of the heart and a connection of the mind that brings other people along with you. Because good leaders don't say, go to the top of the mountain, they say, let's go together.